what am I doing? I'm not hanging out with you afterwards.
Yeah, I know.
We're not friends like that. We're just colleagues.
That's what I say.
From 10 to 6.
Yeah.
After that, I don't know you. Don't shout at me. Don't tell me about your problems because man don't care.
Welcome everyone to another Words of Rizdom podcast. Now we have Faizal and we have Mr. RTD, Krishna Sharma, as always. So to be fair, we literally just wrapped up the previous episode with myself and Faizal, so we'll just jump straight into Krishna. Do you have a question for us?
Where did you learn to speak as well as you do? Because you speak well, you know.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Is this
You've always spoken well, bro.
This is my first proper podcast, but I think it's to do with my missus. Yeah, she's a teacher, but not only that, but I think being around the way she speaks, she's a really, really well-spoken person, and then I just picked up because that's about it. But I appreciate that. I'll take that.
You always have that.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
But I wasn't that great on the calls at Astro.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, it's like the only reason you weren't good was because you weren't trying to be good. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were good in what you were talking about, like in terms of charts and stuff, trading. You just weren't good at selling something that you probably didn't want to sell, and probably plus they never trained anyone.
The
only reason I was good is because I've done sales jobs in the past.
Yeah, I hadn't. The only thing
no one else
was
had,
stack
right?
fridges.
Everyone was the same.
Yeah.
But that was it. But that's what it really boils down to, though. In that place, it was more so poor leadership.
Yeah.
Poor. Obviously the intention was wrong in terms of what the focus was on. But like, if you got poor leaders, you're not gonna, results wise or anything like that, the direction's not gonna be there. So that's why, like, everyone else there didn't have any training either. So it's the same thing. Like, the only reason I did well there, or one of the main reasons, because I've done it before, so I had some skills, But that's one thing I wanted to actually go back to on our last episode was, in terms of starting that business. What skills did you learn there, and from that experience help you in
when I was at university?
Yeah, university. Breakfast club.
Interacting with people, man. Before that, I'll be honest with you lot, like, I used to be a very, very shy person. Just growing up when I was a kid, my dad never used to like kind of let me out to go out with my friends and stuff. He used to be like very focused on education, very focused on football, and that was it for me. Like, weekends when all my boys were going out to like cinemas, and I never used to. I used to go football training, and obviously when I went to uni, I was very much reserved. So obviously starting a business where it required students buying food, and it just required me to kind of go out of my comfort zone, speak to people, tell people about me. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I started to like build confidence in myself. Yeah. Like, if you look at me now, you'll think, oh, he's a very confident person. I'm the complete opposite. Like, I find it hard to even come out of the house sometimes and like kind of interact with people because I'm not a people's people. So my business taught me, you know what, you have to be that person. And that's where I actually felt like I learned a lot about myself as well. And
I'm sure it was uncomfortable when you started, though.
100%, because I was cooking breakfast for my boy next door. That made no sense to me. But the money made sense to me. And that was my only motivation. It was that I lost a lot of money in this Forex. I haven't told no one about it. Not my parents, not my missus, no one about it. I need to get it back. Everyone just thought, Faizal's just going to work at Sainsbury's, but little did they know I've got a little business running on the side. So when I started to get the money, my parents started to recognize it because I bought myself a brand new car. And they're like, how did that happen? Yeah, this kid's at university working at Sainsbury's and he's driving a BMW. How does that work? Are you selling drugs? That's what they were saying to me.
I can imagine,
And I was like, no. So I started showing it to my parents and everything. So from then onwards.
Did it help with like creating a more financial foundation, like for your business?
Yeah.
And did that help then, obviously, with the trading as well?
I'll be honest with you. You have to mentally level up financially.
Yeah.
So for me, I wasn't used to seeing thousands. I'll be honest with you. I used to see 300, 400 quid a week. I used to be buzzing about that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And when I started to see my first £1,000 come from this business, it mentally shifted my mind. I can make more of this. Then I started seeing my second, my third, and the money started to come in. And I was like, okay, now I started to see money differently. So I had my boys working for me now. So I wasn't doing anything. My money was working, you see? And that's the thing about trading, is that people don't realize it. When you make profit, you shouldn't go all big and start to risk it all for one trade. You should be using that profit to make more.
Yeah,
because now your account isn't taking a hit anymore if you're risking less than 1% because you've already made that 1%. Do you see what I'm saying? So it gives people the confidence and the edge to kind of like, I'll take a step back.
That's what helped me with psychology. I if I win 10%,
Yeah,
instead of thinking of it as 10%, I think, oh, that's 10 trades.
that's it.
You know, I bought myself 10 trades.
There you go.
know,
You have
and,
to.
It really helped with the not just consistency, but like the patience.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of instead of thinking, oh, I made 10%, which equals this much money, and then that could buy me this. Rather than going down that route, it's like this 10%, this buys me 10 losses, and therefore you're shifting that mindset, you're balancing out a little.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that,
Yeah, you have to. You have to. Otherwise, how are you gonna progress? You know.
Yeah, I know Krishna's sitting there thinking, I'm gonna start a breakfast club next year.
I'm at uni. I'm not.
No, you have
I
to.
can make
Because what you're not understanding is, right? These students are going out 4 or 5 nights a week.
Yeah, it's wild.
So if you're going out 4 or 5 nights a week, you're waking up in the morning and 9 times out of 10, your fridge is empty. So if I can provide you breakfast for £5, by all means, shout me. Do you get what I mean?
Inflation now 10 quid now.
That's what I mean. Oh yeah, with inflation now, I'm charging about 12 for the travel as well. But you've got to
I
think
loved
that's.
it though. I remember when you told me about it. Even me, I was there like, maybe I should go back to North. Honestly, I did, and I kept saying to him like, go back there, forget Astra, go back there,
It
and
makes
set up
sense.
2 or 3 of them.
It makes sense.
But it's
And
really
now
amazing.
I was thinking the same thing to do it again now. Do you know why? Because the university that I went to has now, they're bringing in every single year 20,000 students. 20,000 students that are basically going to be ending up broke after the first 2 months because they're going to spank their money. So I was thinking of maybe open up, like starting a business, but it's just of it in my head, but like a food truck business, you know, like obviously it's different halls.
Yeah.
People just pull up every Tuesday.
People do those, man.
Yeah,
Really
Tuesday from 12 to like 3 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? And just one cuisine, and every week change it. Maybe Spanish this week, maybe next week is Italian, then it's maybe, do you know what I mean?
You do well. Yeah.
And all you need to do is buy a van and then convert that into a food truck, and Bob's your uncle. Literally. So anyone that's watching this, don't steal my idea. I'm coming for you. Copyright.
It's true though, but the thing is that that's the funny thing. Like you have that idea,
Yeah.
sound idea, it will make money, but you're the difference between you and then say other people.
Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah.
Take action on it.
Yeah.
Most people will hear it and be like, "Oh, it sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll do that maybe."
That's literally.
Not even that, you know, a lot of people are just like, they're very scared to even step out of the comfort zone in the first place. They'll just find problems with it like this before even thinking about success. They'll just be like, oh no, that won't work. 'cause of this.
Oh yeah.
It's funny you said that, you know, because when I was at uni, before I started this business, I was working at Sainsbury's. One of my friends started his own business, and do you know what that did? It took fear away from me because I saw him do it. And that's the thing that people don't realize, is that when one of you out of your group actually steps out of the group and does something that's out of the ordinary, I promise you, everyone else's mind elevates. So it's like in a group, there's always a leader. Find that leader, trust me, and it will help you, man.
100%. No, it's very true. Like, you know, having, because mentors come in all shapes and sizes. It doesn't have to be someone who's directly coming and teaching you in your face or anything. It can just be they've gone and done something themselves.
And it motivates you.
Yeah, it motivates you, gives you drive, opens your eyes to what's possible for you.
100%.
Because there's no difference between any of us, right? Like we're all, though I may be older, you know, you may be younger, or you may be from here, I might be from there. Regardless, though, we're all human.
That's it.
And specifically, like, especially if it's people you have gone through a similar, like, for example, you've gone through uni together, you know, if someone from your social group there has gone on and done something big, you know that you had the same opportunity was there. And not only now that they've done it, you can do it. You can do it even better, if needs be. And plus, like, you have someone who's then experienced it. So then they can help you with like, oh, you know what, I struggled with this, or look out for this. You know, as in trading, we're saying, hey, you know, look out for this sort of psychological pattern that happens, or look out for this particular technical pattern that happens, to try and help them. Don't get me wrong, experience is always learned best firsthand.
Yeah.
You know, people don't really listen second. I've been guilty of that, where people have said something to me and I'd be like, nah.
And then it happens to you, and you're like,
normally
oh.
it's my mum. You know, my mum told me, my wife, nowadays my wife's told me. I'm like, nah. No. Then it happens. I'm like, yes, you're right. But you have to experience it, and then you understand more, and you appreciate that advice even now, because you're like, oh, you know what? I felt that. I've actually felt that and experienced that. So no, 100%. I'm excited to see what you're going to come up with now.
I was going to say, like, what you were saying about the group, like, there's always a leader in a group.
Yeah.
It's definitely true. But I'm lucky in a sense, like, my friendship group right now is very all-rounded. There's a lot of different people doing a lot of different shit. So what I've come to find with my friendship group is, like, or what I've come to learn from being around them is that you can learn something from everyone.
Every single one.
Like, it's wild. Like there's this one guy that I know, shout out to Shiki, he's probably watching this, but he's insane and he's very entrepreneurial. Like I thought I was entrepreneurial just because I do something different. I don't think I am like a proper entrepreneur in that sense, right? But this guy's wild. Like he'll just be sitting there and his creative ideas are just 100 miles an hour. Like we were sat there one time, we were just joking around, because we're smart, we're creative, so it's not hard for us. But we came up with a business idea within 5 minutes, just like that. And then it was another 10 minutes designing a logo, and all of a sudden, like the first 10 steps are already done. Just like that, within 15 minutes. And then there's another guy called Sabe. He's very like academic, very sort of textbook type of thing. So he's done all of his interviews, and there's loads of people like that, to be fair, interviews and ACs and all that sort of stuff. And then the skills you can learn from, because I'm never going to hand a CV in, I'm never going to sit in an interview most likely, so I won't know what it requires to do that. Because for a long time I was struggling.
Never say never,
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Because sometimes going to a place of work teaches you more than actually anyone around you, because you're seeing how a business is actually run firsthand, And I'll be honest with you, like for me, if I could have the opportunity to go work somewhere like a business, like somewhere that's the Forex industry, like in a bank or anywhere like that, where I can actually, where I can learn something, best believe I'm signing up. You know what I mean? Why the hell am I going to cut myself short?
Yeah.
Why am I going to cut myself short to not learn what these lot that I'm in the multi-millionaires are doing? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that mentality of, not saying it's wrong, but like,
it's all right. But like, I remember there was
trust me.
We talked on our last podcast, I think it was, where someone said to me, I'm never going to work a job. It's not for me. I don't like it. Yeah. Right? There's a difference though. Like that person's mindset is basically just that's never going to be a successful mindset. While with his, it's more just like guessing that he's not going to need.
Yeah. Because you are going to do well, 100%. Manifest.
Happy to work.
And then from there, it's like what I could learn from the people that are doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You can learn from others.
Literally everyone.
You know what I did? You know what I noticed though? He just shouted out all his friends. In the side way.
My god! Yeah.
This guy's sick as well.
For like 5 more minutes, I could tick all of them off because I've already done 2. The rest of them.
Yeah. The rest of them are fake.
Funny.
Yeah, rest of them are fake. Yeah. You're not really friends with them. Imagine he goes home, they kicked him out.
I've been deleted from all the group chats.
Yeah, by the time we leave.
Oh, man.
No, it's good, man. But it's true though. Like, even just from doing podcasts, that's what I love about podcasts. Like, the conversation that you get. Maybe it's because of the podcast, but I feel like naturally we'd probably have very similar conversations.
Oh yeah,
anyway.
without a doubt.
The beauty of the podcast is that through these conversations, you learn so much. Anyway. So like I get to have different perspectives from talking to different people.
Yeah, of course.
And even though like me and Krishna talk quite often, and me and you talk often enough, it's different though. It's different than when you're in person. You're purposely having a strong conversation and trying to learn from each other. And that's what you're essentially doing. You're 100%. Trying to learn from each other, which then accidentally or as a byproduct, other people learn from, and they enjoy
of course.
And that's why like my main focus now in terms of YouTube is just doing podcasts, because
I'm telling you, it's this big, and the fact that people listen to it and pick out knowledge. Yeah,
plus it's different, and you can sit there and mark out charts, and do 1 to 100.
It's not alright. Do you know what it is? Look, let me tell you what this is. Yeah, human trait. All of us are nosy.
Oh yeah.
So if we're all nosy, do you know what this podcast does? It allows people to just be nosy and listen to us.
Yeah.
So that's something you got to actually take from this, is that all you're doing is just fulfilling human psychology. Yeah, man.
Stories.
That's it, man. Like
after Amsterdam. After Amsterdam meetup, I'll do it.
Yeah, when you doing that?
August.
Nice.
Remember you're away, innit?
I'm in Egypt. Yeah, I'm in Egypt. Yeah, it should be good fun, man.
Did you book the World Cup?
We're gonna do that. But yeah, I'll be in the World Cup as well, hopefully. I think it's November. Yeah.
I'm burning out. Is it Qatar still?
Yeah, it's Qatar. Yeah, of course. It's gonna be insane. Yeah, I hope. Obviously,
those moments are really motivating, though. That's what I found, especially like because you're passionate about football.
Yeah, I love football.
But going to events like that, big events like that, they are worth their weight in gold. That they're worth the investment, because sometimes they can be very expensive.
Oh yeah,
and but they're worth the investment.
It's once in a lifetime. It's once in a lifetime moment, and not only that. Obviously, my girlfriend's brother's playing, so for him, it's once in a lifetime. And
what did you say? I think we've talked about this.
Yeah, and obviously for me to be there, support him 150 million%. You know what I mean? It's just it's what family do. So
You got some ticket as well? I don't like
I wish. But yeah, seriously, that's why I'm doing it, and that's why I've obviously want to go there.
More, like for me, I did a similar thing where I went to the UFC back in the 2016 or something, because I was really passionate about UFC back then. I really was a fan of Conor McGregor back then, so I went and seen it. And honestly, I think a lot of my mindset and drive came from going to that event.
Yeah.
Because when I was there, I realized, like, look, because I got like a VIP experience, quite expensive, but the seat wise was still quite far back. And I remember sitting there thinking, and I was drunk as hell. I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Right? Literally, I was that drunk. I had to watch the fight like this. I'm not even joking. I was watching the fight with one eye and I was squinting to see it. But even in that state, I was thinking, like, listen, like, you're sat here now and you're nowhere near where you want to be. You can sit cage side, if you want to. If you work hard, you can do whatever you want.
You can.
And I remember that feeling at that moment where it was very profound, like being in that energy, being in that environment, being very passionate about it as well. But understanding that this experience doesn't have to be one of those things that I had to save up for a year, 2 years, or put all my life savings towards or anything like that. It could be something that's just a casual treat. You know what I'm saying? Like once a quarter or once every other month or whatever. It could be something like that if I can knuckle down. So I literally, when I got back from there, I quit drinking, I quit smoking, and I just went straight into 100 days of work. 100 days straight of work and gym. And I changed my mindset. I cut off all my old friends who I'd previously called deadbeats in the previous episode. But that's what it took. That was the spark though. The spark was that, why am I here fucking struggling to see this event? You know what I mean? Why am I in this mindset? Why
you have to be self-focused. I'm the same, bro. I don't have many friends. I have one. My best friend, his name's Angelo, like I said to you earlier. Bro, I don't speak to anyone. I don't waste my energy on anyone. And the reason for it is because I'm too busy focusing on me, on self-development. Do you know what I mean? How the hell can I be friends with you if you ain't bringing nothing to the table and I'm bringing a lot?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Do you know what I mean? We've got to be equal. So my boy is a trader. Focuses only on trading, gym, and his life. And the same for me as well. And it's like, I can relate. Do you know what I mean? And every time we have a conversation, it isn't a waste of time. It's a conversation that does something for both of us.
Yeah.
And that's what I've realized, that you've got to have a small circle, man, in order for you to progress. There is no point in hell going out, spending so much money on cocktails and hanging out with people because for the sake of social media and to show people that I'm out on a Saturday night. Because Sunday morning you wake up, look at that bank account and it's damaged because of what you did on Saturday night. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
So true.
And it's just, that's what you got to realize, is that in this game, and not even in this game, in life in general, I'd say, I haven't lived for long, I'm only 26, but I'm just saying, but in life in general, for what I've learned so far, is that do not waste time on people, because people ain't going to do much for you.
I think it's different though, like for me, because
Trust me. Trust me.
You'll learn though. The thing is, when you're younger,
Trust me. Even your friends, because I've had I had friends snake me.
Same.
Like, I'm talking about big money snake me. Like, I had one of my friends take money out of my PayPal account. I ain't never seen the youth again. I'm talking, and that's someone that I grew up with. Like, I remember when I got kicked out from my house when I was 15. Yeah, I slept at this guy's house. We went to the same uni together, same primary school, high school. I'm telling you. And it's like, fam, if I can get robbed from one of my best mates, bro, I'm telling you, anyone. And that's why from that day onwards, my trust for people has just gone. I don't trust a soul. And I keep it like that because I need to get to somewhere where I can feel like, yeah, man. That's why I say to you, watch out for people. Because people will look.
It's something you do learn though over time though, because where you're at right now, I
How old
was
you?
in that position.
21.
Yeah. You're still living life, man. Trust me. 4 more years. Let me know how it goes.
You know how you said earlier though, like you're not like a people's person. Like I'm the opposite.
You're a people's person.
Yeah. Like I like being around people. I like going out socializing, meeting everyone, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I love
you may have great intentions.
Yeah.
But the person or people around you may not. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You've got to be in control of your environment and read your environment. If you can't do that, then
it's okay to have acquaintances.
Yeah, man.
Like people you know and you're good with, like when you see them. But in terms of who you share that deeper side, and also share your vision with.
Yeah,
that's different.
That's
that
I
vision.
I've wasted out a lot of the time, because that's something I came to learn. Like when I went to uni, I would just talk to any Tom, Dick, and Harry about like who I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
Instantly, I feel shit. I'm like, fuck, man, I wasted that sort of precious sort of information and mindset on this no one basically.
And it's not even that. It's the energy, and not
feel it. Yeah.
Like when you're telling someone about your dream, you're telling them about what you're passionate about, and you're giving a bit of yourself up.
That's what I'm saying.
And you need to be careful who you give that to, because that's power that you're giving away, because that someone can actually come later on and just shit on it all. I'll be honest with you. Like, my older brother did it to me when I was younger. Like, for example, I used to be a gym fanatic, like proper into gym. By the time I was 16, I was proper ripped and that. One day he came to me, one comment changed everything. He came up to me and he said, "What is the point of you doing this?" That was it. I swear on my, like, literally on my little niece's life, that comment threw away my motivation for gym. And I was about 17, 16 at the time.
Okay.
I was in the back. I was in the back garden, lifting everything, and he came to me and said, "What is the point of you doing all this?" And he walked away.
You just there, dropped
He might dropped it.
I could not, like, that stuck with me. Look, I'm 26. That was 10 years ago, and it's still with me till this day.
But it shows you that literally it's the smallest little detail can change everything, like change your whole mindset, change your decisions. And that's why it's so important. But that's why, like, experience is king. Like, you know how we're saying that because we've experienced it.
Been through it.
We don't hope it on you, but I think it's like a natural order of things.
Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'll learn from my lessons like that.
Yeah, man. Like, you've heard me say many times, like, I grew up feeling and thinking that everyone had the same intention, right? That everyone wanted to be successful and good, and I wanted the best for each other. And then you very quickly realize that that's not the case. But as I said on the episode I did with Pat, I said that I was around deadbeats, but in those, say, deadbeats people I used to chill with, there was always one gem who I've kept to this day, and that was worth it. You know, and that's how it's going to be, though. That ratio sort of thing is always going to be the case, where out of the masses of people you're with or around.
So out of 10, 9 are deadbeats, 1 is good.
Around that. Yeah.
Or 8 deadbeats.
But like Astro, for example,
Yeah.
there was a mass group of people who worked there, but the only people I kept on to was like you, a guy called Joe, AJ, George, you know, like very small number of people, right? Out of the, say, 20, 30 people. Because they were the gems. They had the good mindset. They had the good intention, right? And the good heart. And even though the rest might not have been that, I don't care. Like, I always said to people, I remember people used to care about, oh, we'll still talk afterwards. And I said it to them. I said, I know we're not going to talk after.
Bro,
right?
you used to see me. As soon as I left that place, I didn't shout a soul. I was like, what am I doing? I'm not hanging out with you afterwards.
Yeah, I know.
We're not friends like that. We're just colleagues.
That's what I say.
From 10 to 6.
Yeah.
After that, I don't know you. Don't shout at me. Don't tell me about your problems, because man don't care. That's the truth.
But it's true, though. No,
It's
honestly,
true.
Like, I said it. I said, like, we may know each other and spend every day with each other for the next year.
Yeah.
But as soon as that's over, as soon as the job's finished, there might be 1 or 2 people you talk to still because you actually connect with them. But other than that, no one else matters. It's like uni. This is what's going to happen. There will be 1 or 2 people from your social group now who will stick with you. Not because they've... and it doesn't mean that everyone else was a snake.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's just that everyone has their life. You know, that period of time is over.
But also, the reason why some people are like that, including myself, where 10 to 6, I'm your friend, afterwards I'm not, is because in a work environment, that person, if anything was to go wrong, 9 times out of 10, they will do everything to protect themselves and their job. And you, regardless whether you're a friend outside work or not, you're getting thrown under the bus. So why am I going to have a relationship with you for me later on to feel betrayed?
That's what happened a lot.
You get where I'm coming from? Why am I going to feel like, you know what? I worked with this guy. I gave him all my energy, my time. I went out with him. I showed him my family. And then he snaked me because of... Do you get where I'm coming from? So why the hell do I waste... That's why I don't waste time with people. Because I don't trust you, B. And at any time you can snake me. So I'm not going to give you that time of day for me to give you any information that you can use on me. So that's my mentality, man. And you got to have that.
It's a strong mentality, man. I think it's one based on principle, you know.
Has to be, man.
At the end of the day, like, you know, it's what works for you. And I think as you get older, as you're working harder, getting more successful as well, you have to protect yourself.
You have to.
If you don't protect yourself and...
you're going to be used.
Yeah. Exactly.
Used.
And, you know, who else is going to protect you? You know what I mean? Like, that's the beauty. Like, when you have a good partner, that's why that unionship is very important, because that is someone who will protect you.
Look at what's happening to all these rich celebrities. They make money.
Yeah.
They flaunt it. They bring in loads of friends. And then later on, what do you see? They take a tumble.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they take a tumble, Mike Tyson.
But look at Johnny Depp recently. Yeah. Like, he was paying for not only Amber, but also all of her friends to live with him. So he was paying for all these different people's lifestyles. And look how many of them snaked him.
That's what I'm saying to you.
In public. Like, it was all public.
Do you see it?
Pictures.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
It's human beings. Like, this is what people not understanding, is that we're just flesh and a brain and a heart that beats. Everything around is what you've learned and how you are around people, like your environment. Why am I gonna give you the time of day for you to just fuck me up, man? That's why I don't waste time with people. But yeah,
Though, man. Like, at the end of the day, you have to protect yourself, like you do, and sometimes it is like for me, I've not cut off people, but I've really gotten more secluded, within my own family unit,
yeah,
that's a bit of a bombshell to
yeah.
What have you got going on at the moment?
So at the minute, Prime Effects, I'm just trying to elevate it. What I really, really want to do, I haven't said this to anyone before, but I'm gonna say it to you, is I want to create a morning show, like a morning program show, where every morning people can actually just jump on YouTube and just watch, and it will be like a table like this where I'll be sat, background and the markets, and I'll just break down the market, and it will be free. Just all you got to do is just subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that's it. And I will be supporting as many people as I can.
I think if you like that idea, throw a comment in the comments below, because I think that's a really great idea, man.
Yeah, man. So it's just like, it gives people stability, comfortability as well in the market, where actually consistency, and they're seeing someone that knows what they're doing, walking through it.
I like it. Yeah.
So yeah.
You got anything going on?
Same old, bro.
Same old right now.
Same old,
You're stuck with me for now.
Yeah, happily.
But that's fine, bro. But I have both of your, obviously, socials in the description below.
Appreciate it.
Definitely, we're going to do this again, though, because I think this is really
100%.
And due to bloody strikes on the tubes and everything, we got cut short. But we'll do definitely a longer episode. If you want to see that, maybe I'll let the people decide. Right? I'll let the people.
What you got to do is just like and subscribe.
That's the classic.
That's
the tagline. But thank you both for coming down. It's an absolute pleasure, and I'm very, very excited. We'll try and maybe aim something before. I don't know. When do you go in August?
August the 2nd. So anytime before that, we'll do something, or afterwards as well, because I'm free, man.
Yeah, I'll try and get something in before.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed this, and I'm excited to do a proper one. So definitely, catch you on the next video, everyone.
No worries. Thank you for having us.